Hello, and welcome to what I'm going to hopefully call What in the NJPW World, where I'm going to review various programs that have showed up on the New Japan World website. Sorry, just for my first review, I'm going to review the Invasion Attack 2016, which took place April 10th, 2016. Your commentators for this show, for the English version, was Steve Corino and Kevin Kelly of ROH. They did a decent job. Kevin Kelly and Steve Corino do work well together, and Corino did help keep Kevin Kelly apprised of various Japanese phrases that he would make mistakes on and stuff. But it was altogether, they were a decent announce team. Not the best I've ever heard, but not the worst either. Your opening match was a six-man tag match a tag match with uh, Bullet Club members Yujiro Tanahashi and Bad Luck Fale versus Juice Robinson, who you may know better as CJ Parker from NXT, and Ryusuke Takaguchi. Fairly standard squash match for the Bullet Club. Robinson and Taguchi are pretty much just comedy wrestlers there. So it was not a bad match, just a good little opener. Then the next match was Kojima, Nagata, and Jushin Liger versus Yano, Sakuraba, and Yoshihashi. Six-man tag match. Decent match again. Yano is known mainly as a comedy wrestler who's always getting other tag team partners and stuff in. And predictably, the team of Kojima, Nagata, and Liger won the match. Then you had Evil and Bushi versus Goto and Ishii. Evil and Bushi are members of Naito's stable of heels in New Japan right now. Good hard-hitting match again with Goto and Ishii picking up the win there, and afterwards it broke into a big brawl. Goto and Ishii are members of Chaos, which is a rival faction to face off against Naito's faction also. Then your first really good match of the night was the IWGP Junior Tag Championship match, which Ricochet and Matt Sydal take on Roppongi Vice, which is Rocky Romero and Beretta. Very exciting, back and forth, high-flying matches you would expect from these four guys. And surprisingly, Roppongi Vice pick up the win and win the tag titles off of Ricochet and Matt Sydal. Then after that, you have the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match with Kushida versus Will Ospreay. Now, this is my first time of ever seeing Will Ospreay actually wrestle. I'd heard the name, but I'd never actually seen him wrestle. I was very surprised and pleasantly surprised. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Unfortunately, on this day, he did fall short, and Kushida did retain his IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. And after the match, Jushin Liger came out to congratulate Kushida and also challenge him for a future title match. You will see a lot of that in this show of people coming out after title matches and staking claim to being the next challenger for it. Then you had the never open weight 6-man title match, which had Yoshitatsu, Hiroshi Tanahashi, and Michael Elgin taking on Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, the elite of the Bullet Club. This is Yoshitatsu's first match back in 18 months after having his neck broken by AJ Styles Clash, and he was looking for some sort of revenge against the Bullet Club. Since he couldn't get to AJ Styles himself, he went after the remaining Bullet Club members. The whole match was basically the Bullet Club trying to find ways to see how they could hit the Styles Clash on Yoshitatsu and do various moves to try to break his neck again. Breaks down into an all-out brawl. Eventually, the team of Yoshitatsu, Michael Elgin, and Tanahashi pull out the win and get the 6-man never open weight tag title matches, or tag titles. After the match, as Yoshitatsu and Michael Elgin were heading up into the ring, Tanahashi went to go talk to the announcers, and out of nowhere, Bad Luck Fale came out and just beat the holy hell out of him. So that's going to be probably continuing more with the Bullet Club versus these three guys. Also of note during the match, the Young Bucks not only did a shout out to CM Punk, they did call out the New Day because they're the Young Bucks and that's what they do. Then after that, before Fale had attacked Tanahashi, Michael Elgin got in Kenny Omega's face and made it clear that he wants a shot at Kenny Omega's IWGP Intercontinental title. So that should be a good match. Then your next title match was the never open weight heavyweight or never open weight singles match between Tenzan and Shibata. Very hard hitting. Tenzan, basically how Brock Lesnar has Suplex City, Tenzan has Headbutt City. Just smacking him around with headbutts and everything. Eventually, Shibata does overcome him, and Shibata retains his title. And then Yuji Nagata, who is friends with Tenzan, gets in the ring to help his friend. Shibata smacks him around and then makes it clear that he wants to take out Nagata next. Then we have the IWGP Tag Team title match, heavyweight tag team title match, with Makabe and Honma versus Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, who used to be known as Camacho in WWE. They're both the sons of Haku. So another really good, hard-hitting, just basic brawl, not a whole lot of fancy moves or anything. One thing I did notice that the Bullet Club members were basically still using a lot of the same moves that both Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows were using in New Japan, including their Magic Killer finisher. So we'll have to see if they decide they're going to make their own way and better moves or if they're just going to stick with what they've gotten already. And then we finally get to the main event, which was Naito versus Okada for the IWGP heavyweight title. Very long match, about 30 minutes or so at least. Naito coming out with both Evil and Bushi, which are his faction mates, and it was a match where they spent a lot of time distracting the referee, the heels getting cheap shots hit here and there, Okada fighting out of it. Then eventually, when it looked like Okada was going to finally lay out Naito, another masked person shows up, attacks Okada from behind while the ref is still down. And it's revealed that now Sonata, who I believe is a wrestler from AAA, has joined Naito's group and made it a basic 4-on-1 beatdown. And eventually Okada was hit with Naito's finisher after several close call reversals, and Naito ends up winning the whole thing at that point. So let me know if you liked my review here, if you have any ideas, if you want me to review something else. I'm not sure how this is going to come across. Hopefully it comes across better than I think it is. And for some plugs, make sure you listen to the On the Network podcast with Rich and Tyler. They're the ones who got me to start to do these things here. Also check out Joshua Baker's Beer and Song of the Day Facebook page and YouTube show. And if you're a fan of heavy metal at all, Kevin Sherman's Heavy Metal and Booze YouTube show is something you should also check out. So, sayonara from Japan, and thank you for listening.